Alright, this is part 3. Hopefully the glorious conclusion of the introduction to my YouTube channel. Once again, I am Rachel the Great. This channel is Peanut Butter and Jackalope, in case you forgot that from the first segment of this video. And eventually I will learn editing. You know what, we're just getting started. This is great. So back to the happiness items. That was also something that I gained from that therapy session a couple of weeks ago. You know, life finds you where you live. Sometimes the universe gets bored and it points to you or somebody you know. And I don't know about you, but I find myself needing reminders to be happy. And whether it's the rock or the plastic hadrosaur, which as a bonus glows in the dark, I like to keep one of those items in my front pocket. I like it because I'm a fidget. I'm a natural fidgeter, fidgeter, and it feels good to find that item and re-anchor myself to realizing that the whole world is not a steaming pile of something awful. Reminders like that have been especially helpful lately because July the 3rd was the 4th anniversary of the passing of my little and only brother. This is not the best photo of him, but it's the only one I happen to have at the moment. This is my brother, and he passed away 4 years ago. He was 38, and I gotta tell you, even though my time with him was not as long as it could have been, and we were just barely getting to know each other again, I could never have asked for a better brother. And dang it, I'm reaching for my rock right now. Because you gotta remember the good times. But yeah, this channel is part tribute to him and part desire just to tell random stories, experiences, share them, maybe make somebody else's world a little bit more fun and a little bit brighter. So the reason that my brother came up in therapy was it was getting really close to the anniversary of his passing, but also I have a very enduring souvenir from my brother. He didn't cause it. This part is not his fault at all, but see if I can do this. Follow the sound of my voice. This is my right knee. Oh yeah, check that action out. It's beautiful. But is it fully functional? Not quite as much as it could be. So I have patellofemoral stuff going on here, meaning my kneecap is a little out of kilter. And at the inside, I have what's called pes anserine bursitis. So you have 3 tendons that connect into the bone of your leg at one precise point. And the reason that I have an enduring souvenir from my brother is a little over a decade ago, I was visiting him, and his significant person at that time, and I had a longboard. Now, this longboard, and I didn't realize this until later, was not the best built longboard that it could have been. I got it rigged up on the cheap. Yay. Budget engineering is not always the best. Guys, get the good parts for the things that are your transport, please. So this longboard had regular skateboard wheels. So okay for speed, not terribly stable, and I did not realize this again until later. So we were out. It was a very beautiful day. Aaron and his person at the time, they were on their bicycles. So they had a speed advantage to me on my longboard. And it was level sailing for a little bit of our adventure, which is great because I love being on a longboard or being on a skateboard. Granted, I don't do anything fancy. And I enjoy it because it's like being Goku sailing on a cloud. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And there was a little bit of a hill coming up. I was going to be wise, and I was going to walk my longboard down that hill. But, so here's the path. Here's a little bit of, God, I'm pale. Here's a little bit of a step, sort of, if you will. And there were, I think it was 3 hipsters. You know, kind of like the witches in Macbeth. I should have known at that point that was a really bad idea. But these 3 hipsters, and they're all like, "You've got this!" And I'm all like, "I've got this!" And of course, I had it for, 3/4 of that experience. So it was great, lots of speed, probably going about 30-ish miles an hour, and then complete flat. So right here at the joiner between the slabs that went at this incline and then the flat part, it was a pretty good gap. Let's say a little bit better than the capabilities of my skateboard wheeled longboard. Aha! What happened next? Oh, let me tell you. So my front foot gets kicked off of the longboard. My right foot is still steadily on there thanks to the really good grip tape that I had on the deck of that board. And for example, well, not example, yeah, close enough. My right knee, this is an elbow, yes, but my right knee slammed, going again about 30 to 35 miles an hour into the side wall of that pedestrian tunnel. And, oh man, it hurt. It hurt so bad that I didn't really see most of this last part happen. My eyes were scrunched shut so hard trying to de-existify myself from the bodily implications of that crash. And so now I'm on the ground. I'm getting up. I open my eyes, and there is this random child, definitely below a teenager, probably 9 or 10 years old, and blonde. Eerily blonde. We're talking Village of the Damned blonde. On a bike. A small bike. And this kid, he's just staring at me. Doesn't make a noise. There's no adult with this child. This kid is totally free range. And I did not swear. I did not cry out. I just got up and I kind of hung out there. I mean, I could move, but it was not a fantastic experience. It hurt. It hurt a lot. And sometime later, my brother and his significant other at the time, they come back, and I regale them with the story of what happened. I think the kid had left by then. So not only am I regaling him the story of the crash, but also of the creepiness of this child post-crash. And my brother, who is an avid outdoors person, was an avid outdoors person, he asks me, his question is, "Can you move?" Well, yes. Yes, I could move. And because I answered that I could move, my avid outdoors person brother, who had some wilderness first aid training, said, "Oh, you're fine then." Thanks, bro. I mean, yeah, granted, my goofy self, I didn't get the knee officially checked out until, again, about a decade later. Thankfully, it didn't need any repair, just a lot of physical therapy, and I still do the stretches for it when I remember. But so when I miss my brother, I think about my knee. Yep. So, and that's where I decided to start this channel. My therapist was cracking up. I was laughing more than I'd laughed in 2 weeks relaying a version of the story that I've just told you. And my therapist said that I seem to have a knack for telling stories, and I really enjoy telling them. Granted, this is probably not the best version of the story that I've ever told. This is also the first time I've told the story to the internet. But it felt good to share that. And my therapist also told me about the Moth broadcast, the podcast, and what they do. And I kind of want to get involved with that, but I'm also doing this. I'm sharing stories with you all because we're not alone. And I like that. So my gift, my infliction to you, that story, and hopefully many more to come. So again, I'm Rachel the Great, and feel free to turn back now. Hopefully you don't, but you can if you want to. Thank you for being here.